I'm here again, and the message. I want to talk about investment, and this time, as always, I'm talking about investing in Bitcoin. So, if you are Ghanaian, I know that at this point, a lot of people still see Bitcoin as a highly volatile commodity. I mean, people still see Bitcoin as a bubble, and they think or they are afraid and they feel if they put their money in, they are going to lose it. Now, consistently, I'm trying to look out for areas where young Ghanaians like myself can put their money to sort of build wealth, right? One thing about wealth building is it's not about income, it's about investing, where you are putting your money and the returns you are getting. I personally think that if you want to build wealth as a young Ghanaian in the shortest possible time, legally, one of the arenas you have to consider is crypto. And I want to keep it at Bitcoin, right? So when I talk about crypto, I'm talking about Bitcoin in this case. Now, I just want us to look at a chart for 10 years. Okay, so if you are listening to me, I will encourage you to diversify your portfolio. The truth of the matter is you don't have to put your money in a basket, just one basket. Then you put everything there, right? You don't do that. You diversify. And so as much as possible, I will encourage you to invest in the Ghanaian Stock Exchange. I'll also encourage you to invest in some government treasuries or some government bonds and the likes. You can even go as far as investing in mutual funds, right? I want to make a case for crypto. Okay. We are going to look at this chart. It's data, and data never lies. So we are going to look at this chart, and then maybe from this you consider putting some money into crypto. So I'm looking at the next 10 years. If you decide to invest in Bitcoin, and we are saying that the performance of Bitcoin, let's hope that the performance of Bitcoin in the last 10 years is going to be the same as the next 10 years. In fact, experts are going to tell you that in the next 10 years, the performance of Bitcoin is going to be more than the last 10 years. And there are reasons, right? Makes sense. Now, the reason is that we are seeing the adoption rate move forward. In the last 10 years, governments were not into Bitcoin, but this time governments are in. In the last 10 years, companies listed on American Stock Exchange were not into Bitcoin. But this time, most of them are coming in. And so it tells you that the adoption rate is going high. The supply is at the point coming close to just 20 million. So Bitcoin has just about 21 million that will be circulated. And the supply is coming close to 20 million. And so it tells you that, once the supply is coming close to 20 million, it simply tells you that the price will shoot up. Econs 101. You get me? So basically, as I'm saying, people are making the case that in the next 10 years, Bitcoin is going to go higher than that. Now, this has happened before. When the internet came, a lot of people were not having faith in it. But today, we've all seen that the internet, some people will tell you that it's one of the greatest inventions ever, right? So some people believe that Bitcoin is also in that trajectory to also be accepted, and they believe that in the next 20 or next 30 years Bitcoin will be as huge as that. That's why people are saying that in the next 10 years Bitcoin is going to get bigger. But for the purposes of this discussion, let's just hold the performance as constant, right? That we don't expect Bitcoin to do better than what it has done in the last 10 years. Let's just say we expect Bitcoin to perform the same way. Okay. So you are afraid to put your money into Bitcoin because you think it is a bubble. No problem. I don't think that if you decide to put 10 cedis or 100 cedis every month into Bitcoin, it's really going to have a toll on you. I don't know. I don't know your financial situation. But if you are afraid to put your money into Bitcoin, I don't think that deciding to put 10 cedis a day, 10 cedis a month, not a day. I don't think if you decide to put 10 cedis a month into Bitcoin and decide to do it for the next 10 years, you are not going to touch the money, but you want to do it for the next 10 years. I don't think it should be a problem. And so let's see what is going to happen to Bitcoin if you decide to put 10 cedis. First of all, I'm not a financial advisor, and so I'm not telling you to go and do this. I'm just saying it's just an experiment for the next 10 years, right? So let's say you want to put 10 cedis into Bitcoin every single month. You just buy 10 cedis worth of Bitcoin. Let's see what's going to happen. Now, so supposing you bought 10 cedis worth of Bitcoin for the past 10 years, you'd be having should be close to 100,000 Ghana cedis. If we're buying just 10 cedis worth of Bitcoin for the past 10 years, you are buying 10 cedis every month. For the past 10 years, you'd be having about 100,000 Ghana cedis. Maybe you might say 100,000 Ghana cedis is not really a huge sum of money, but you were just putting in 10 cedis, right? I'm sure that maybe in a day you buy some ice cream or fine yogurt or something. So all those things you were buying, you decide not to buy it for the next 10 years, and then you put it into Bitcoin. At least you'll be having some 100,000, which could set you up for life. 100,000 is not really that bad. It can really set you up for life. But what if you decide to go a notch higher and you decide to put 100 cedis every single month into Bitcoin, right, for the next 10 years? Now, if you put 100 cedis into Bitcoin for the next 10 years, you'll be having over 600,000 Ghana cedis. So 100 cedis every month for next 10 years, you'll be having 600,000 Ghana cedis. Supposing the performance is the same as last 10 years. 600,000 Ghana cedis in the next 10 years. I mean, it's okay. What if you decide to go 1,000 cedis? You understand? So if you are listening to me, just do some reading, do some research. It's not really going to hurt you if you decide to put 10 cedis every month into Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to hurt you, right? I don't think that's going to hurt you. And so just do that, and then in the next 10 years, maybe you might decide to look for me and thank me, right? So that's that. Now, a trick I'm going to tell you to use is if you are listening to me and you are married or you have a child, right? Or even if you are not married yet and you don't have a child yet and you are listening, do this as if you are investing for your child, right? So if you have a child, just tell yourself, okay, so I am doing this investment for my child, 100 cedis every month, and then I'm waiting for my child to get to age 10. And I mean, if you decide to do it that way, you might carry through and then still go on to complete the 10 years. You get me? Because there'll be moments where, look at this chart. So this one represents the 100 cedis, right? So in 2022, you realize that the money dropped from 500,000 Ghana cedis to about 200,000 Ghana cedis. You'll be crying because you've seen your money drop over half, from 500,000 Ghana cedis to 200. But if you held on and decided not to check your portfolio from 2022 to 2024, just 2 years, you see the money shoots up back to 600,000. And so sometimes with investments like this, you don't have to look, because once you are always checking, you'll be thinking your money is going down, and psychologically you think you decide to withdraw. But if you just forget, just put the money, just invest in it every single month, 10 cedis every month, 100 cedis every month, after 10 years, you'll be a happy person. You can take out the money and do whatever you want to do with it. Right. So that's what I have for you today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box.